You've been there. You're cruising through life. You know just what you're doing. You know just where you're going. And you know exactly how you're going to get there. You are right on time. And then, orange barrels and detours. So the question is, are the orange barrels good or bad? That's the question. I want to take a look at some of our perspectives on what we consider bad. And I need 4 volunteers. So 4 volunteers, not all at once. No, pick up once. Hands up. Come on up. 2 more volunteers. Come on, Greg. All right. Sometimes people just want to sit.
Yeah.
It's okay. I want you to look at what is written on the back. I want you to take in how to express it, what energy to bring to it. I'm going to give you a microphone, which you will pass down the line, and you will get to share it. Here you are. Number 1.
Sometimes bad things just happen. What can I do?
When bad things happen, I chose it.
I'm relieved because I thought we had to act this out. When bad things happen, I can transform it.
Really? Nothing bad ever happened.
Let's hear these one more time. One more time.
Sometimes bad things just happen. What can I do?
When bad things happen, I chose it.
When bad things happen, I can transform it.
Really? Nothing bad ever happened.
Okay. So which of these is true? Is it number 1? Is it number 2? Number 3? Or number 4? You know, we've been, every one of us, from the dawn of humankind, has been struggling with this question. Why do bad things happen? Why do bad things happen? And there is a much, 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 much more important and relevant question that we ask, which is, why do bad things happen to
Me.
who?
Me.
Me. Right. Because we're good people. We are good people. We love small children and animals. We give to charitable causes. We open doors for others. We floss daily. Right? So why do bad things happen? Why do bad things happen? Because we're good people. We play by the rules. In an all-loving, in a universe governed by God, a God that is all-loving, all-forgiving, everywhere present, why do bad things happen to you and me? Thank you very much. You may be seated. I'm getting a little bit. So which one of these is true? I mean, I've already heard some answers shouted out. Do things simply happen at random? Do I choose them? Do I create them? Can I change them? Can I transform them? Or did nothing bad ever really happen? I have struggled with this throughout my entire life, this question. I really have struggled with it this week. And I use struggle in the very best way. Growth struggle. And I've come to an answer, at least for now. But it's an answer that really resonates with me as being true in my life, in my experience. And that is, they're all true. They are all true. And they're not mutually exclusive. It depends upon the perspective you choose. And saying they're all true, in my mind, that's not a metaphysical cop-out. Saying, well, it's all of the above. Do you ever have that same feeling that I have when you're doing a multiple choice question? And you have A, B, C, D, E, and then they give you F. All of the above. And you go, shoot! Now I'm going to think through each and every one of them really hard. They're all true, depending upon where you are, what your perspective is. God does not create the good and the bad, the right and the wrong. It's a tough one for us to get our minds and our hearts around. So what is a bad thing? What is a bad thing? I looked at my life. This is what I came up with. A bad thing, for me, is whenever I believe I've lost something or that I'm about to lose something. That, for me, is what a bad thing has been. In his book, Manifesting Change, Mike Dooley shared a very true story of a very dear, close friend of his. This individual, she is a spiritual teacher, now living, she is English, she lives in Great Britain, and she teaches there. 20 years ago, she got a phone call from the police. And they informed her that her only child, a 4-month-old, had died. Her son was in the care of a babysitter, and it was an unexplained crib death. There was no human culpability on the part of the babysitter. And she was devastated. Absolutely devastated. Grief-stricken, she took to her bed and stayed there for weeks. After about a month, her husband said, I can't take this anymore. I'm leaving. A very short time later, like the following week after her husband left, some attorneys knocked on her door. And the attorneys informed her that the highly successful business that she and her husband had created together over many years was now bankrupt. They went on to tell her that her husband had been embezzling money from the company in order to set up a secret and illicit massage parlor, which was the real reason that he left. The next year, her father passed away from brain cancer, and not long after that, her mother made a transition from an undiagnosed heart condition. She had lost everything. Everything. She was literally living out of the kindness of strangers. Until one morning, lying in bed, still suffering from the loss of her son. And she had a realization on that day, on that morning. And the realization was this, that she would see the son she thought was lost again. She knew that she knew that she knew that she knew that she would again see her son. And that they would have a conversation. And that conversation would go one of two ways. Either, Mom, I'm so sorry you lost everything, but I'm so proud of the way you turned your life around, how you got back in the saddle, and how you rode. I'm so proud of how you said yes to life. Or, Mom, I am so very, very sorry because your physical life was not supposed to end on the day that mine did. She knew that she had really not truly lost anything. She knew that she would see her son again. She knew that her parents were only a thought away. And she went on. Now Mike Dooley was, who is, in addition to being an author, also does public forums. And he was in England, and this friend was there, and he shared her story. And then he turned to her, he called her up, and he said, I want to ask you, do you believe that bad things happen? Because that was his proposition, that nothing bad, depending upon the perspective you choose, nothing truly bad ever really happened. And she said, those years contained some of the most horrible, stressful, tumultuous events of my life. And they also contained the greatest blessings. Think about that. She said they also contained the greatest blessings. These are her words. She said, I discovered a power of love within me that I had never before known. Never. And she went on through that power of love to shine hope and wisdom and joy into the lives of countless others, both professionally